2022, and you know what? It's like the day after. It is. Yesterday was such a glorious day, as we really had a beautiful Mother's Day, and then, like I said, I had to work, but I don't know, maybe it was meant to be, because I was here. I got the opportunity to hear a lot of inspirational music, hear a lot of great things, a lot of tributes to mothers, and so I'm kind of feeling it right now, and it's a beautiful day today. Now, you heard me do my little soliloquy earlier when I was talking about my guy, Curtis Whitaker, and everything that he was doing in those I think it was about 9 years ago. We were over at that old building where we both used to work, and he and I would just meet, and I was telling this story, and then I remember, he would ask me questions about agriculture and things like that, and then one day I remember he said, I'm going to I think it was either Wisconsin or Minnesota, and he was going, I said, going to meet this guru and talk to him. And then after that, every time I started to pass Curtis a little bit, he'd be like, hey, come right by. I got these little hoop houses. And so I rode by, I saw the hoop houses. Then I remember one day he said, hey, guys, I'm growing this. And he showed me some of the stuff. This was months later. And I was like, all right, Curtis, I'm impressed. Then he said, guess what? I got chickens. I'm giving you fresh eggs. I said, okay, Curtis, I get it. And then he came in, one day we ran into each other. He said, guess what, Jeff? I said, what? I got a goat. And he said, you know what? I got to go see what type of operation this is. And so it was at that time that I ended up getting my addiction to squash, and everything else just kind of went off the rails there. But here is a wonderful young lady that we're going to be talking to, who was up early this morning taking care of business. And I'm so glad that you took time out to kind of drop by here. You were part of my problem with feeding me on squash.
That's a good problem to have.
I know it is.
That's a good problem to have.
We got Miss Freida in studio right now. She, of course, is a major component to what they do over at Faith Farm CDC. And as I said, just a shout out to Curtis, the whole Emerson crew, because the way you all have kind of empowered that neighborhood and taken it back, we hear about the blight in a lot of places in the country, but when we talk about Gary and things like that, I got to give you all credit. As I said, you didn't really whine about it so much as you kind of invested in it, and you said, we're going to turn this around. A lot of you all grew up around there or had family live there, so you knew the character of that neighborhood, you knew the kind of people that lived there, and you decided to do something I think is kind of revolutionary, and that is bring urban farming to the forefront. So much so, and I'll let you talk, Freida, I know I can go, but I was telling also a quick story. This past weekend or so, I was on the Miller Next Door social media site, and there was a woman who I think is from either LaPorte County or, dare I say, LaPorte, who was inquiring about food and things like that, and just randomly. And this is why I'm so proud of y'all. A person on this website popped up and said, and this person just recently moved to this community, and said, Faith Farms, that's the place to go. And so to see, what was a thought bubble about 10 years or 9 years ago, to see what you've turned it into, all of you all, with your hard work, your dedication, and your education, in which you're educating citizens about how to go out here and do these kind of things, I just think is amazing. So with that, how you doing, Freida?
I am good, and yourself?
I'm doing great.
Did you just want me to go? Because I can go as well.
I want you to go. I want you to go because you came in, and I appreciate it, because you've already been out working this morning.
I have, and I'm going to continue to work.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank you guys for the introduction, and thank you for having me here this morning.
Yes.
I am first and foremost giving all the glory and honor to God.
Yes.
Because this is God's vision, and we're just workers in the greenhouse.
Yeah.
So I'm giving honor to my pastor, Curtis Whitaker, who started this vision that God gave him 10 years ago. You were right. You were close. You were close 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
And then the way this started.
I've been doing this a long time.
Yeah, I know you have. The way this started, if I can give a little background.
Go ahead, please.
We understand that Emerson community in Gary, there's a lot of blighted areas, and we love our community. So Pastor Curtis did a prayer over it, and he wanted to know what God wanted to lead him in that.
Yeah.
And that became Faith Farms.
Yes.
Initially, there were houses that were abandoned.
Yeah.
Because if you look at our farm, and even when you go back to now, there's only one person that lives on the block. There's houses that were abandoned, and we thought, what could we do this? What's the prayer? How do we reinvent our city and just help our city to be, a little bit better?
Yes.
And bring the light into blight. Mm-hmm. And that's what we say, we drop the B and we bring it to the light. So, when Pastor Curtis prayed over it, and he went and visited with Will Allen, that's who you're talking about, the gentleman in Wisconsin.
Will.
He's the guru of urban farming,
yes,
kind of the father of urban farming.
Yes.
They went and took some instructional classes and learning how to do that. And Will Allen initially came back after the city did donate the houses.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we don't want to be remiss in mentioning that.
Yeah.
After they donated the houses, tore down, and we did kind of cultivated the land.
Yes.
They took classes.
Yeah.
And they went to Wisconsin, and Will Allen took classes there, and he spoke with Will Allen.
Yeah.
He spoke with Will Allen, and he spoke with Will Allen.
Yes, he did.
And Will Allen said, Pastor Curtis initially wanted to build one hoop house, 24,548.
Yeah.
Just one hoop house, because we started in Garden Dance.
Yeah.
So we wanted to just expand this a little bit.
Yeah.
And build one hoop house. But Will Allen came to Gary, and he looked around. He's never been to Gary. He said, I'll come to Gary for you.
Yeah.
And I'll show you around, and I'll show you what we do, and we'll teach you.
Right.
He said, no. You're going to build 4.
Oh, exactly.
Said,
I'm not going to build one.
We're going to build 4.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, praise God. So there's a prayer over that. And then he initially, Will Allen and his people came and showed us how to build the hoop houses.
Yeah.
So it was maybe like 200, 300 volunteers that came out
Yeah.
from all walks of life.
Right.
From Illinois, from Gary.
I remember.
Where we just put the word out.
Yeah.
Lord, we need to build these hoop houses. We need to do something in Gary. We need to do something to educate.
Right.
And then he called me in and he asked me, will I be the farm administrator?
Yeah.
And this is Freida who's scared of bees.
Yeah.
So at that time.
Yeah, you didn't have bees. He didn't tell you about that part of the
well,
plan.
bees around. I know bees around plants. So I'm
Exactly.
like,
He didn't tell you about that, his plan. Yeah.
I was like, so I prayed over that, and I took up the offer.
Yeah.
I said, yes, that's what the Lord wants to lead me. Forget nursing. I'm a nurse by choice. I'm a nurse by trade, farmer by choice.
Yes.
So I took up that offer. I said, let me pray over that. Okay, God, all right, I know where you're leading me.
Yeah.
I love my community.
Yeah,
I've
do.
always been there for my community in different areas
Yeah.
of life, so I want to continue that.
Yeah.
So I came out, and at that time, I assisted in building the hoop houses as well.
Yeah.
He taught us how to cut the metal for the hoop houses,
Yeah.
to make the doors, his screw, and we got them up. And we said, okay, we grew lots of food.
Yeah.
So let's grow in the hoop houses. In the very first year, which I've been there almost 7 years.
Yeah, you've been there.
The very first year, we grew 10 to 14,000 pounds of food.
I remember that. I lived
we
off
said,
that.
Yes. So we said, what are we going to do with this food? Well, I thought, as well as just having the food, we need education.
Right.
That's where the nursing background comes in.
Yes.
I can tell you about the herbs oregano for your respiratory system, and
Yes.
thyme is an antibacterial,
Yeah.
and all the kind of things that you educate on.
Right.
I mean, I was not a professional gardener, but Pastor Curtis also sent me to the Master Gardener class.
I heard about that.
So I took the Master Gardener class as well.
Yeah.
And then I took the Master Gardener class as well.
Right.
And so once I took the Master Gardener class,
Mhm.
I then went back and we started just growing.
No,
We started just growing the community.
and it was during that growing period that I ended up getting my squash addiction from you all. And once again, as I said, you cut me off. We'll talk about that once you get off. But let's talk about kind of getting into this, because I kind of told the story at the beginning of the show about it's an example of a community kind of coming together, and I just still remember when this was a thought bubble in Curtis's head, and to see the dedication and the trust that all of you all kind of had in him, and he and you, I really watched that with my own eyes, and I watched the community kind of come together and build something that's absolutely amazing. I mean, I don't know about the whole bee thing. I get it. He's doing the honey, and that's Curtis, and pretty soon there's going to be other stuff coming in there. I know it. Horses and all that kind of stuff. But talk about what it's like for you to kind of drive into that farm and see exactly what you did in the community that basically was blighted. I mean, that area that you all are in right now, I remember, it was abandoned. You got a school across that was falling down, and what you all have turned that community into right now. Just explain what that feels like.
So from our perspective, and you, like I said from the beginning, it's a vision that God has given us. So when you drive around that corner, even my first time, seeing what we had built, this is before we got the chickens and the goats and everything. This was just the plants. When you drove around, that's something you don't see in Gary.
No.
That's something that, like, it just touched your heart to be able to see something that's growing and giving back to the community.
Yeah.
That was just a
rewarding feeling.
It was rewarding, and it was like, it brought tears to your eyes.
Now let me ask you about this, because this is also something that you do that I don't think people really recognize, and you deserve a lot of credit for, and that is you all have this kind of community partnership. And what I mean by that is, I know Curtis and you all, with young people in particular, you were allowing them to come over and work and plant and things like that, and part of their payment, and it's kind of like a satisfaction that they get out of it, is they get to take some of the fruits and things that they've cultivated, take it back home to their families. And they get to kind of, feel that sense of ownership in there. And then also, you teach people how to grow and how to garden. Now, I don't know if you can do anything with a guy like me. I mean, I literally have well, just by my skin color, it's a black thumb, but it's also brown, meaning that I kill plants. You know, I know you're a nurse. I know you've seen a lot, but I don't know if you've ever seen any plants move or run. They literally take their little roots up and they go the other direction when they see me coming. Can you do something for a guy like me?
You know what we pray over, Jeffrey.
Yeah. Well, I prayed over it.
And things do change because you're talking to somebody that had a partial black thumb before I started gardening.
Yeah.
So that's when we teach children, we want to teach children that you know where the food comes from naturally,
right.
How it's grown naturally. We use no pesticide on our plants.
Yeah, you don't.
It's all organic. It's all organic right out the ground. We want to teach them about the nutrients and the soil and how that can help your bodies. And
right.
how grandma has diabetes, but maybe if we do some diet changes with the diabetes,
yes.
That will help alleviate
some
of the symptoms. Our heart disease, everything that's prevalent in our community, food is medicine.
Yes,
in
it
a
is.
way. I mean, we're not trying
it's
to.
It's not in a way. It is our medicine.
Yeah, we don't want to tell anybody to get off their prescription at doctor. We don't want to mess with your treatment regimen.
Right.
But we want to let you know that there are other ways as well to incorporate the food as medicine into your diet, into your life for healing of the body. And you'll be surprised the number of children. Yeah, my grandmother got diabetes, and I don't eat vegetables and carrots. But when we did the 6-week classes in the different areas and taught them, they're carrying carrots home, walking home with carrots in their hand and eating them as they walk home. And
I see them. I follow them around.
The stuff that they grew themselves.
Yes,
are making smoothies with the vegetables.
Now, see, that's where I wanted to ask, because this is the entrepreneurial mind of Mr. Whitaker, and once again, he seems to just pass me all the time and gives me these little ideas and teases me, and next thing I know, they're happening. One of the things that he talked about was a smoothie shop. Getting the juice bar. Now, has that come to fruition yet? And when can I get over there?
It will.
All right. Curtis is listening too.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah.
Not only the juice bar, we have the pharmacy, which is
I like
a
that.
model
Pharmacy
after,
spelled with farm.
Right. A model after some of the things in Washington, D.C. where the doctors write prescriptions for vegetables in lieu of prescriptions for medication.
Are you going to be in charge of that?
I'm going to be there.
Okay.
That's what we're going to say. I'm going to go wherever Lord puts me. But, we would probably look at a dietitian, a nutritionist to head that up. The pharmacy, the business incubator.
Yeah.
That's
now explain that. What's that about?
So the business incubator is a vision that the guy gave Pastor Curtis, and we are very frequently people set up businesses and they're set up to fail.
Yeah.
Because they don't have the support systems behind them to help them to do what they need to do in business.
Yeah.
So the business incubator will be a building per se.
Yeah.
Maybe satellite offices, some of the satellite offices from Chicago or so on and so forth.
All right.
Not only will you have your office in there, but you'll have a support system of several different entities. An accountant, of course.
Yeah.
Banks.
Oh, it's like a
lawyers.
network. You're walking into
a network
already set up
that's going to be there with you for the first year of your business to help you, give you support to get that business where that business should be.
Yeah.
Lawyers.
Yeah.
That know all about the entities of government law. I mean,
Do we have to have lawyers involved?
Yes, you would have to. Sorry.
Marketing.
Come on now. Marketing.
Yeah.
So you have some place to support your business. You got to have all these support systems before you do your business.
Yes.
I mean, if people seem that feel that it's like setting up your LLC and just going at it, but you need to have all these support systems. So there will be different offices.
Yeah.
Different satellite offices.
Yeah.
And then each office will have their own, of course, you're doing your own business in there.
Right.
But all these support systems will be in place for you to help you the first year.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a tax law that you need to know about. This is a business law that you need to know about. This is a marketing strategy that you need to know about.
Well, I can just simply go talk to Curtis about that.
But you'll have all these different other
entities.
The bank will be there. The bank will let you know what's the best account to set up for your business and so on and so forth. Because business accounts, I have been in business, are a little different from just your regular account.
Oh, yes, they are. Yes, they are.
All that would be in place in one place for you to be able to do that.
Absolutely.
All that would be in place in one place. And then I do not want to forget about our pollinator park. Now that's what we're working on now.
Okay, now this is a morning show. We're talking about bees doing stuff.
We're not going to talk about
we'll
talk about birds as well.
We'll talk about the pollinator program.
So the pollinator park, if you've been down in 7th and Virginia, you've seen that we've got phase 1 done.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
That used to be a house.
Yeah.
Now that's going to have a 1/4 mile walking path.
Oh.
as well as different kind of equipment along the way that you can use and different kind of ways to use the equipment.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of seniors that walk in that neighborhood.
Absolutely.
So that gives them a step up on their health. That, and then it's also draws the bees.
See, I was just about to give you a little bit of healthy advice. Sooner or later, the bees are going to figure out what you all are up to. You got them over there frolicking and pollinating stuff, and then you go rob them for their honey back over at their farm.
Well, the bees got their own home.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we give them a little sugar water to help them along.
There's a method to the madness of what you all are doing. Go ahead.
they're going to continue because bees are life.
Yeah, bees
I mean,
are
if we don't have pollinators, we're not going to continue to move.
No.
And that's just bees, hummingbirds.
But then you have the potential with the pollination park to have some beautiful plants there because, you know, I mean, now you can go out and have some beautiful plants and these bees will absolutely respond to them.
I'm glad you said that. We actually planted native trees in that area. And now, see, this started with, we went to Purdue Lafayette.
Yeah.
And they gave us 17 plans from their junior landscape architecture class.
I see you, Curtis. Yeah, go ahead.
And I was there too.
Okay, I see you, Freida.
So we brought the plans back.
Yeah.
Now these are plans that would cost you quite a bit of money.
I know they would. That's why I'm giving a shout out to you and Curtis. I like the way you move. Go ahead.
And then we took we had the children vote on the plans, and the children voted the top 3 plans that they liked the best.
Yeah.
And then we took 1 out of that 3.
Yeah.
And that's what the vision of the park is now.
Wow.
We're taking that, and we have 17 more plans, so we're willing to share. If somebody wants to do a pop-up park, and we can do them all over the city.
Give people an address to that park.
Because
you know, if they want to go and take a walk or something.
It's 7th Virginia, and we're in the process of finishing.
Yeah.
So we're not finished the park yet. We also have a stage that's going to go into that pollinator park.
Oh, you're going to have performances and
and educational classes where people could come out for classes.
Oh.
Growing vegetables, learning about the bees and the honey.
Oh.
And then we want to have like the feeling of, let's say, a Beale Street.
Yeah, I know. Over in Memphis.
The artists can just come out and they want to get on the stage and just have just a neighborhood feel, a community feel.
Look at Emerson.
And
look what y'all trying to
community feel, and that will lead to our tiny homes. So the people living in our tiny homes.
Now, see, that's a whole nother thing because I'm a tiny home enthusiast. I love tiny homes.
Amen.
We're going to get into that. We're gonna
Amen.
have to, but I want you to give me some logistics because there are a lot of people that are hearing this right now. It's a great, beautiful day. People are out and about. They're wondering, where can I go get my stuff? Where can I get the fresh fruits and veggies and some of that juice and that honey and those fresh eggs and goat milk and all that other stuff you're doing?
Amen.
When can they get it?
Amen. Okay, well, you can come our actual opening day is June 6th.
Yeah.
Curtis
said flex.
At 10 a.m. At 10 a.m.
Yeah.
So you can come to 656 Carolina. Now we have something that's special for our community, and it's called a Csa Box. Now, if you want to make sure that you're getting it every month, you can do a Csa Box Subscription. And I was getting back to Chelsea about that information, but actually we have raised our price to $35 because of what's going on.
Right.
It's $35 a month.
No.
$35
a
month.
Here you go.
Thank you.
No problem.
$35 a month.
Yes.
And you will get a wonderful, wonderful box, and that is we do what's called a collaboration of farmers.
Yeah.
So we get different things from different farmers. I get a collard green from a farmer here because there's more growers in the city of Gary than people know about.
Oh yeah, they're doing it over Pastor Gardner and those guys up to. It's a lot of them.
Amen. There's a grower network of people that have been doing this for a minute.
All right, let me just throw this in there because our guardian, our avenging angel, our guardian angel, that is, Mr. Whitaker, wants people to know in the audience that for Jeff's listeners, they get $2.50 for the eggs. Special, just for the listeners to the show.
Yeah, we do have a special going on for certain people right now for the eggs.
Yeah.
And those are fresh, organic eggs,
They're
out the chicken.
They're delicious eggs. Oh my God.
Right out the chicken. You have to know how to wash them as well. Now, you with your eggs, when you get those eggs, when you get them, they're good for a month if you just sit them on your counter.
No, they
you
are.
You don't have to refrigerate them. But you can wash them 2 at a time.
Yeah.
But once you wash those eggs, they need to go in your refrigerator
I'm looking at, no, I know, I'm sorry, your friend just wants me to know, just for Jeff's listeners. I gotta thank you, Curtis.
Just for Jeff's listeners.
Yeah.
Come on, Jeff's listeners.
Yeah.
They're there too. Come on down. We're open. We are open now.
Yeah.
For the eggs, not for the vegetables,
No,
but for the eggs.
no.
And I already have people contacting me about the honey, but it will be there soon.
Yes.
We actually expanded our hives this year to 10 hives.
Okay.
We were 4 before. Now we're going to have 10 hives.
Oh my
Because
goodness.
the honey is so good and so good for you, and that's what a lot of people don't know. Honey has a lot of antibacterial
Yeah,
properties in
yeah.
it. It's good for asthma. It's good for allergies.
Honey's great. I
Uh-huh.
just hate the people that make it. The bees. They're, I'm not
Well, you know what? You have to learn them.
I've learned them.
I've kind of learned them in a different way. They're not after you per se.
No, they don't really care
They not
about
really
you.
care about you unless you get in their way of
No.
being able to pollinate and do what they need to do and so get in the way of their queen.
Now, you all do have some very good honey. So once again, as we get ready to kind of wrap it up, to give the logistics, give the hours of operation, what days you're available, and also, if people really want to get involved, all jokes aside, because what you're doing out there is great, and your education is a big part of it. So if people want to sign up for classes this summer, they want to come out there and possibly help farm, learn a little bit or something. Give us all that information.
Okay, so first and foremost, let me mention now that we're actually going to have an event coming up Saturday.
Yeah.
A farm cleanup day.
Oh.
So anybody can come out and volunteer. We'll have snacks and waters, and they can learn a lot that day
Yes.
about what we do out there and how to volunteer more.
Yeah.
We still have that thing in place where we do give our volunteers 10% of what we grow.
Okay.
So if you come out there and assist during the growing period, not right now because things are not growing right
Right.
now like they should be, then we do let you take something home.
Yeah.
It's still. So that's first. May 14th, starting at 10 a.m., there's a cleanup day, 10 to 2.
Yeah. Now, what do I get if I come out there Saturday?
I'll give you some snacks
Okay.
this
All right.
Saturday.
You know what I want, but I was just trying
Your
to get
squash
I was
will
getting
be
you to
there,
commit.
the event.
I was getting you to commit while your guy
Mellow or
is over
zucchini? Which one?
here listening. I want my squash.
Okay, I'm going to keep you. I'll keep you up on that squash.
But also give us hours of operation.
Secondly, when we open starting June 6, hours of operation would be 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Yeah.
That's Monday through Friday.
Yes.
And then we'll have special events on and off on Saturdays, but can't get it out.
Yeah.
Specifically,
Yeah.
Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. You
Now.
come out and buy directly from the farm. We're also involved in some farmers markets, Methodist farmer market, and some farmers markets this summer. We haven't specifically dated out the different ones we'll be at, but we know we will be at the Methodist farmer market.
Well, Miss Freida, it has been an absolute pleasure. Give a shout out to say there are people who have been, either had their head under a rock or something, who live in the Emerson community, who are wondering how they can be part of this. Do you all have a website or something like that to join?
Well, we're working on the website right now. That's in construction.
Yes.
But our Facebook page is Faith Gary.
Yes.
And our phone number, if you ever want to call and get in touch with me, I usually am the one setting up the volunteers, is 219
Yeah.
880-0850. That's the office phone, and they will get in touch with me, and I will give you all the way to get volunteered and come out and anything that you want to do at the farm and learn. If you want to just come out and learn, come to the farm and learn how to garden, the specific things that we use to grow. And we also have an orchard, so don't forget about our orchards, our peaches and apples and pears, and we'll be out this summer as well.
There you go. You're a real fully functioning farm. I want to thank you, Freida. Go ahead.
And just one last point. We do field trips.
Yeah.
We've done, the Y has been out the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And they come out every summer. And so if you have like a home school or a school you want to bring out for field trips to come around and just look at the goats and learn how to feed them and learn some things about growing, we do those as well. We do farm tours.
Okay, nice. Now, before you leave, I got one question. Give me the names of the goats. I need to know this.
There's 14 goats, and the kids rename them every week. So I could not
All right.
find. I know there's Mama Gumps.
Yeah.
There's so many of them.
Yeah, you don't gotta
Mama
give me
Gumps
that.
is the main. She's
listen.
the main mama. She's had most of
What's
the
her
children.
name?
Mama Gumps.
Mama Gumps. And Papa Curtis just said that I can get me some squash when it's available.
I'm gonna put Jeffrey's name on it.
There you go. Right on there.
Jeffrey's
All right. Well, Freida, as always, it is a pleasure.
Well, thank you.
And as I said, I appreciate you because you've been working this morning and then you
And
kind
I'm
of
going
came
back
over
again.
here. You're going right back out there to get at it again.
Yeah.
So stay hydrated too. You're a nurse.
Oh.
You know better. All right, there you go. Safe CDC. What else you want to say before you go?
Thank you.
Oh, I
Thank you for
appreciate
having
you.
me, and thank you for listening.
All right.